every hit, man. This is like chunk, 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 chunk. Just my health is just getting fucked up because we only have two healers. Well, shit's tough. One of the healers is dead at this point. We just had a healer focus on each tank, and then during the yellow phase, they each kind of popped an AoE thing. But um, I'll go into that in a minute. So, all right, well, the really important part of this fight is the tanks and what they do with the bosses. So you'll see here, we're going to kill this. We're going to kill the strength. These should be CC'd, so you can kill the strength. Once they're all dead, actually no, fuck it. That doesn't make a difference. One of the tanks should pick up this strength. I pick it up, and then after this strength dies, it should be dead by the time the bosses are in because it's really annoying. Um, tanks pick up these guys, and like every 30 seconds or so, they do this like attack rotation. Um, I don't know if I can show you actually, but you'll see the boss in a second. He'll start doing his attack rotation. If he attacks like this, his sword's up here, you need to move under it. You'll see here. Okay, so maybe I'll just pause it every time he goes to do one of these attacks, and I'll just explain. So okay, so he's just hitting me, he's just pounding me in the face, and then I call dodge rotation. So right. See this big blue thing here? That means that's where he's gonna hit. You do not want to be there. Also, a big hint is where his weapon is. You can't really see it here, but it should be up over his shoulder. You want to move under it, like over to the side of where his weapon is. So here, see these two like little lines that are coming off the boss? See it? It means he's going to hit in front. He's holding this thing up, ready to hit in front. Like he's holding the weapon in that position. The animation of the boss is always the same whenever he does these hits. You're going to see in a second I get hit by this, and every time you get hit, you get a stack and debuff. You do not want a stack and debuff. He's already doing 124k damage every time he hits you. Armor debuff's gonna suck dick. So okay, so here we go. He hits in front of him. See the raised foot there? That's a real key that he's gonna like pound forward. Here, this is a stomp. See this massively raised foot and this kind of white AoE on the ground? That means there's a stomp. You need to move away from the boss. Not too far though, because you get this magnetized buff on you. That means if you move too far away, you get sucked in and you get stomped. So what you want to do is move just to the edge of this AoE thing, and you're fine. AoE. Okay, so here again, you see the weapons up on his shoulder. You'll see the blue stuff here, and you move away from it. Not that difficult. See that? You see that? Like that's so obvious. You don't stand in it. Just avoid that shit. Okay, so that's that one, and then you get the other way. So the sword's over this wet side, and I'm moving under him because he's going to slice that. If you dodge all 5 of these attacks in a row, you get a buff in the middle of the screen called Opportunistic Strike, and you do 500k damage to the boss. Straight up, 500k damage every time you dodge 5 of those attacks. It's sick. Um, what I tend to do as a druid tank is bank rage during that phase. So you're hitting him, you're like, fuck you, whatever, like mangling on his ass and shit. And then you get like a bunch of rage, hopefully 100. So when you come into this phase again, because he does 124 damage, 124k damage every hit, and it fucking hurts. Look at that shit, 144. No, you don't want that. So you want to have a bunch of fucking rage ready to just get that dodge cooldown up, get Savage Defense up, stack it with some other dodge cooldowns, and just like dodge as many as you can, because healers are like fucking shitting themselves because your health's like a fucking yo-yo. Look at this shit, especially with an armor debuff, dude. Oh yeah, you have to dodge again. Okay, so that's in front of him. Raised foot, hint. Oh, and I'm just fucking this up. All kinds of fuck up. So I'm just gonna. What's worth pointing out is that talents for this boss is really important. Our Death Knight tank didn't have a passive movement speed buff and was getting fucked up. He was getting hit by all kinds of armor debuff. I think at one point he had 8 stacks of it. Like he nailed it at the end, and he's better than me now, and he loves to rub it in. But he was sucking dick. He was so bad at it at first, and a lot of it comes down to a passive movement speed buff that I have, feline swiftness. So you swap out a feral charge, which you'll have for a lot of fights, and that's what I use. You don't want that for this fight. You definitely want the passive buff because you can just move out of this so easily with it. And if you get in real shit, you got Stampede and Roar. And if you get in real shit, just shift the cat and get the fuck out of there. But if you're in real shit and you're going to get hit by it, probably shifting the cat's not a great idea, but still, dodge that shit. So what the Death Knight didn't realize is that there's a buff that there's a talent that if you have it, it gives you like a passive 10% movement speed. Um, he was confused because it also has like an on-use ability that gives you like 70% movement speed, and it clears all like movement speed debuffs or some shit. So he didn't realize that actually, if you just take that talent, that's like a static 10% the whole time. You need that. That's like, I don't know. I don't know why he didn't have that. Well, I do, because he's an idiot. So he got that, and he nailed it. He nailed it. We nailed it. We got the fight down. We killed it. GG. This is literally the fight, by the way. Uh, Tanks dodge this. Try not to get too close to the raid with it, because that'll fuck him up. And then there's this weird yellow phase that like stops mobs spawning, but means that ads do more damage. So when you see the yellow phase come in, you want to kill up the ads as fast as possible. Like as fast as possible, just kill them all. And then that's your nuke time on the boss, because no more ads are going to spawn. You want a bloodlust, just get it down. Just get it done. Um, Yellow phase is also a good time to save big cooldowns like survival instincts for feral tanks, guardian tanks. Jesus, I keep forgetting we have our own spec. And so you want to do that. And by the way, actually, what's worth pointing out is that Stomp doesn't actually give you an armor debuff. So if you're going to dodge any of them, make sure it's like if you're going to get hit by any of them, that one's not the worst in the world. You can still drop your armor debuff even if you get hit by it. All the rest give you an armor debuff though. Yeah. All your melee, if you have any, get that opportunistic strike as well. I haven't shown it here because I haven't got it once yet, and I'm getting my ass kind of hit. Here we go, yo, yellow phase, everyone gets fucked. As long as the ads are dead during that phase, it's, well, okay. As long as you go into that phase with mobs far away from you, you just nuke them down quick. The healers don't really have to deal with too much. They just drop a couple of AoEs, drop a healing rain, drop a fucking, I can't even remember, Radiance, Holy Radiance, some shit like that, and then they just nuke heal the tank. And the tanks should be popping all the cooldowns they have for that phase. Like, I just hit Frenzied Regen to begin with. Once that's off, just stack as much Savage Defense as you can. You want to dodge all that shit. Save Incarnation for it, save Nature's Vigil for it, rotate with Berserk. You just want some healing debuffs. And that's kind of my guide to this boss, man. These are all the bosses. Great, now I'm getting spammed in Steam. Real professional streamer I am, but I hope this recording isn't too long, because it's meant to be a quick guide, and I changed the name because I realized actually I can talk forever on this boss. But if you need any, if anyone needs, if you need any tips or anything, feel free to ask. Drop me a message. And yeah, good luck out there. Speed and Xaeth from Just Trash, burning steps. If if you need any advice on anything, feel free to drop me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as you can. So yeah. Good luck. Good killing. It's good fun. I love this raid, especially for tanks, man. Feral tanks are good now. Guardian tanks were like Savage Defense. Oh, who doesn't like that? Anyway, good luck, guys.